Hey everybody, it's Free to Play Bust kicking off expedition number 188. It's pretty cool. In the last one, we got our 50th 7-win run through all these recordings that I've done. Pretty cool little number. nice, nice little round number to hit. And okay, interesting set of cards here. I'll never take this Soraka. I have this thing to where when it comes to a champion we're taking in the first pack, I want it to be something we can build around. With Ashe, we can build around, or she can support. Lee Sin, you can definitely build around. He doesn't support that well, but still, even a 3/5 challenger for 5 is nothing to scoff at. It's a pretty reasonable unit. But with Soraka, we can't just build around this. The Soraka build around doesn't work. If you start with the landmark, whatever that thing's called, you can try. It's pretty high rolly when you only have that copy of the one epic, and Soraka just doesn't do enough to win the game. And, starting with Divergent Paths is pretty awful. So we're going to leave this Soraka out. And that's going to leave us with either this Ashe or this Lee Sin. And I believe I just want to take this this arena thing. The idea with this Blood on the Ice pool is that you're going to frostbite one of your opponent's units, so it's going to have 0 attack. And then using the arena, your opponent's weakest unit is now that 0 attack unit, and that will get in a battle with our strongest unit. So, basically frostbite a unit, and we should just be able to strike it down and kill it. Interestingly enough, the way these champion packs work is if we do see some more of these blood and the ice packs in the future, they should have the champion packs should have arenas in it, so we should have ample opportunity to find multiple arenas. I think this is a pretty powerful set of cards, and what I would like to go for here. It's going to be so much harder to find these arenas after the next couple days once the new patch comes out. I'm pretty sure this is a patch week, and then this Blood on the Ice and Fist of the Dragon will show up a little bit less. But I think we're good to go after this arena. I wouldn't fault you for going after the Lee Sin. He is a little bit weaker since he got nerfed, where he picked up a point of health, but a point of mana cost. It's still pretty reasonable, but. And this is actually a pretty good start as well. I love these Claws of the Dragon in the Lee Sin deck. It's just not we've gone over this here pretty recently, and I'm wanting to give this arena deck a good run. So let's get it pulled up on the site here real quick. If you're not familiar with it, it's ftpbust.com. I get these set reviews out almost immediately after the sets are released. The guide section over here has all of our YouTube work and in one easy to find place. And of course, there's the tier list and the Expedition Helper. With the Expedition Helper, we're going to go to this little drop down, going to go to Blood on the Ice Ashe, and this is going to list all of the cards in this card pool. Also has a quick little 3-minute guide on here if you want a quick and easy way to find out how to play this pool. And so, yeah, I mean, this one here with Ashe in general and with the arena, we're really just looking to pick up all of the frostbites that we can. I would be kind of cool if this was able to just turn into a allegiance deck. The frozen solid Ashe, has access to the Avrosian Outriders, so hopefully. Some of those will make an appearance. But the other thing I like to do with this is we can look to turn it into the Overwhelms deck. You typically do that with Sejuani, but you can do it with Ashe as well. You're just looking for you have to kind of get them in your wild picks, but there's the Mighty Poro, things like Alpha Wildclaw, the Plunder Yeti thing. There's quite a few ways to actually pick up Overwhelms. But this here, it's meant to be dealing with frostbites. The other thing it has going for it is this 5-cost matters theme. Like if we go to the Draven or the Darius half of this pool, there's the things like the Trifarian Assessor and the Reckoning. These are cards that take advantage of having a 5-power ally. There's a bunch of these in the Ashe with the Yeti. So the Avarosian Trapper will shuffle a Yeti in, the Yeti Yearling shuffles Yeti in. Then you have the things like the Ancient Yeti and the Flash Freeze Yeti, wherever he's called, Icy Yeti. So you do have a few ways to activate that 5-cost matters theme, but. In general, what we'll be looking to do here is either A, the Frostbite theme, B, we'll be looking to do the Overwhelms with Noxus theme, and then C, as kind of the fallback, maybe minor synergies, we'll be looking to pick up the 5-cost cards matter. So let's jump back. We're going to take this Ashe. And what else do we get? Oh, this Kato the Arm plays towards the Overwhelm theme extremely well. Kato is just one of the top-notch epics in the game. Um, Coming with a removal spell, pretty good, because I do like the arena in the sense in these decks, and the Freylord just doesn't have any removal in it, and so picking up things like Whirling Death can be pretty useful. The arena, of course, can be a removal spell every turn of the game. But yeah, this is a pretty great pairing here. I wouldn't recommend just diving into Garen. I don't really like Demacian Steel Garen unless it starts with one of the build-arounds, whether that be the 2-drop Battlesmith, or more importantly, Vanguard Bannerman. And so none of that exists here. This doesn't pair up too well with Ashe. And then you could reasonably go after Fluffed and Tuft Braum. I really like to pair Braum with Targon to get access to the Poro Fla, the Poro that has Spell Shield, so that your Heart of Fluffs have a bit of protection if you have to push all in on these things. But okay, here we go. I've been trying to get adjusted for my teammate. I knew he was about to show up. But here we're gonna take this Darius. Kato of the Arm is extremely powerful. We kind of talked about the swing back here. We kind of talked about the Overwhelm theme a little bit, and that is what exists here. You're really just looking to pick up things like Iron Ballista, Basilisk Rider if you're heavy into Noxus, Kato the Arm. You know, I thought Armored Elephant might have been here. It's not, but that's okay. But that's kind of one of the big themes that I think is extremely good here. So we'll see how this pans out. We're going to have a lot of options here at the beginning. The thing with this Darius pool is it doesn't have any early game in it. It's all just mid to late game cards with a handful of removal spells. It doesn't pair up beautifully with Ashe. Ashe doesn't have a whole lot of early game either, and definitely doesn't have any removal spells. But it's one of these pools that we can tend to make work. We just have to look to be in more of a mid-rangey kind of number, and just be aware that our curve is not going to be fantastic. Okay, so here, this is a pretty awkward set of cards. I don't really want to dive into Demacia just for a Radiant Guardian, and we're going to be getting a pretty bad card regardless of which card pool we take here. Apprehend is pretty terrible. Reckless Trifarian is pretty not good. He's closer to average, the bottom side of average than horrible, but he's definitely not good. And then Confront is also pretty not good. And so I think I'm just going to take the Whirling Death. Out of all of these, I would actually like to pick up the Trifarian Hopeful, but Apprehend is just that bad. And so, at least, we're getting a removal spell here, and this is at least a playable unit. He interacts reasonably well with the arena, so I think this is what we're kind of stuck taking. Okay. Interesting. I think we're going to be stuck taking this Demolitionist Death Hand as well. These early packs have not been very good. Here, I don't want Piltover. We're going to be a very combat-centric deck. We're going to be trying to get into a lot of combats. We're going to try to win those combats with the frostbites. There's just nothing in Scrap Heap that really helps push towards this theme. And down here, the big problem we're going to run into with this deck is a mana curve issue. As you can see, our curve is getting out of hand already since we picked up a 6-cost champion. We started with a 6-cost card, started with a 5-cost card, and then picked up Kato. We really have to focus on pushing our curve low, and these cards over here are too mediocre for the payoff of the payoff of ruining our curve. So we're just going to take the 2-drop unit here. Death's Hand is not a particularly good spell, but we have to do everything we can to cheapen up our deck. Okay, interesting. I do like a Glory Seeker. We're getting a lot of the payoff without the activators, right? We have the arena. Picking up a Calling Strike, picking up a Glory Seeker. All of these cards want Frostbites, and then the only Frostbite we have is Harsh Winds. So things could get a little bit awkward here. In general, I really want this Iron Ballista, but I think we can let this go. Freylord tends to not have a whole lot of problems finding 3-drops, although this is kind of the premier 3-drop that we'd be looking for here. There's just so many things like Avrosian Trapper, the the healing unit, the Mighty Poro. There's just all kinds of 3-drops, even though that this is the best one. I think we're just going to be taking this interaction down here. Okay. God, we got so many spells. I don't think we can get away from this. We got a frostbite and a troll chant amidst a bunch of cards we don't want. We certainly don't want these Bilgewater cards. Death Lotus doesn't do anything in this deck. Transfusion's a good combat trick, but it's kind of on par with troll chant, and so we're just going to be taking the Freylord cards here. Okay. Interesting. It is a second troll chant. It plays pretty, I mean, it's a great combat trick and it plays well with the arena. Here's another one of these 3-drops I was mentioning that just show up all the time. I don't think this is a deck that we're really searching for Elixir of Wrath. This plays a lot better in, say, like a Draven deck. Just something that's going to be much more aggressive. We're going to be much more mid-rangey. I wouldn't be upset to have one of these. I just don't feel like we should be going out of our way to find this in this style of deck. So it's a reasonable 3-drop with the troll chant. I think that will work for us. Okay, man, I was hoping the Outriders would show up. It's still a reasonable unit to take, even if we're rarely going to hit the Overwhelm. Like a 3/3 Overwhelm for 4, it's not a good deal, but it's not the end of the world. It's something to take. I think we might actually be stuck taking this. This is not a crowd favorite deck. This is just going to get like +2/+2 way too frequently. And then we're very rarely going to have a wide board. And then these cards down here are unplayable. Blade's Edge is okay if you have Plunders. And then we're not really looking for Shield Breakers. Just nothing that we can really do with these. So Shatter is pretty terrible. The Outriders we're probably rarely going to hit. But this feels like the best set of cards for what our deck is trying to do. Oh, and a Rime Tusk Shaman, perfect. Plays extremely well with with the arena, with our 3rd troll chant. I think this is pretty good. I wish we could have, I'm feeling kind of bad about skipping over some of these Elixir of Wrath Trapper packs, because these are pretty good packs, but having one Rime Tusk Shaman is just too important to pass up here. Okay, let's see, can we activate a Troll Ravager? Nope. Okay, so this is awkward. Like, I want the 1-drops, but the rear guard is just too bad. I think we're gonna have to take the Demolitionist Troll Ravager, just as some early game units. The card I really want is Iceveil Archer, but Tall Tales is really unplayable. So we're just gonna have to pick the 2 mediocre units here. Okay. I think, like, I'm kind of cool with not picking up a whole bunch of frostbites, because we do have 3 troll chants. This should help us set up arena combats in a similar way, so I don't feel like we need to go out of our way to pick these cards up. So with this set, I'm going to just take the 2 cheaper units. Okay. Well, here's our way to activate Troll Ravager, and I'm always happy to have 1 Battle Fury in these kind of decks. This is going to steal at least 1 win for us, and these other packs have a bunch of just awful cards in them. Shatter is exceptionally bad. Death's Hand is pretty mediocre but bad, and so I'm happy to pick up the Battle Fury with a card that can clog up the board a little bit. Okay, right. I'm kind of leaning towards these expensives here. As far as our curve goes, I'm not going to pick up any more Dariuses, and so I'm kind of okay with picking up these 2 expensive units at this stage of the draft. Like, if this was like a pick 4, I would have nothing to do with Alpha Wildclaw Icy Yeti. But getting to pick 13 and only having the 1 unit that costs 6 or more, and then at the 5 slot we just have Kato Rime Tusk Shaman, I'm pretty okay with taking a couple of expensive cards. As far as these other ones go, we already have 1 Calling Strike, and so we don't need to really stack on these. I would be okay with a Hopeful, but he's not really necessary, and then we just really don't want Reckless Drafarian in this style of deck. So I think these are okay. This is a pretty good spot to be going expensive. Oh, cool, and an Avalanche. That plays well here. This is a pretty easy set with the Avalanche Tavern Keeper. All right. Right, we can't pick up the Outriders. We have managed to skew a bit more Freylord towards the end of the run. We'll have to see if we can cycle out some of this Noxus. We're never going to be like a true just like Freylord Allegiance deck, but I mean, we can get pretty close. Like if our Noxus cards are Darius, Arena, Kato, that's 3, and then say like if we got this down to like 8, I think that would be pretty reasonable. Like those 3, 2 Whirling Deaths is 5, Calling Strike gets us to 6, and then Glory Seeker at 7. I mean, that's pretty close. I wouldn't be upset to have this be like at 8 or 10. So let's go ahead and pick up the Outriders. Just add some raw power to our deck. Otherwise, well, there is an assessor. How many activators do we have for this? It's not the end of the world to get rid of some of these early game cards, but we've got like 1.5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We do have it should pretty reasonably be drawing 1, but I think I'd rather just be pushing towards this this Outrider. That's real close. We don't have a whole lot of ways to just be picking up card advantage, but I mean, the Arena should be doing that for us. This should just, kill an opponent's unit every turn. Let's take the Outriders. I think our deck just kind of needs a bit of the raw power here. Interesting. No getting mad when we miss these allegiances. I think it's fine. I mean, I'm not planning on drafting any more Dariuses, so our 2 champion picks should be Ashes. And then depending on if the Ashes have the arenas in them, we should be adding, either 5 or 6 Freylords to just the 1 Noxus. So I think it's reasonable. All right. I think whenever we have the arena, we just have to hang on to it. And I don't think this Lucian Aurelian Soul is going to be ultra aggressive, so I think we can hang on to our Outriders. Yeah, I was talking about this yesterday. Or not yesterday, in the last video. They got the, there used to be nothing that you could click on as far as the map goes, but now they've got this KDA map where you can click on the thing, you can see all the little things moving on the map. Look at you, Riot, upgrading stuff as you go along.
What a specimen.
Sure. Okay. We should be able to just dominate any combat here. Oh, we hit. Look at that. Better lucky than good, they say.
This is our home. Come back later.
Okay. Works for me. Starting to get pretty far ahead on board.
Remember the fallen.
Monster Ashe. I think we can just go ahead and run her out.
I will unite the Freljord.
War, Mother Ashe. The honor is ours.
I'm trying to think how we want to approach this. We can kind of just let the Screeching Dragon win a combat if we want to both Darius and Caught in the Cold next turn. Oh, hang on. We'll still have the 2 mana, right? Yeah. I didn't realize we had that 1 extra tick of spell mana. So yeah, let's go ahead and win this combat. Give an ally 2 health, give them a -2. Sure. I don't think that did what he wanted. Beautiful. Then we're not like guaranteed to be able to just flip this Darius and get a hit in, but as it stands, we can Ashe Overwhelm the Screeching Dragon for 6, and we should have an additional unit to just attack through. Well, there goes that idea, but I think it's still okay.
Unify the tribes.
Okay. So I don't think we're going to get a kill this turn, but we should have a pretty dominating board when the dust settles here. And there is a world. Let's say there's a world where he just doesn't have a unit.
Fill the valley.
Okay, easy peasy.
We have done well. Noxus is proud.
All right, let's see what Ashe pack we get offered up here. Oh, it's the Frozen Solid. It's not the Blood on the Ice. So it's okay though. I don't want these Dariuses. We're actively looking to push away from Basilisk Rider. The Trundle would, not be horrible, but I do want to still just build around this Ashe. And so she's got a Flash Freeze. She's got an interactive unit. It's not the end of the world. We're really just hoping to pick up another arena though. Oof. Yasuo Diana. Sure. Guess you start with the Solar Winds Yasuo and then fall back into Targon. Interesting. So let's get rid of Shaman. Then I think this is okay. Strafarian's not going to be very good here though on the even attacks. I think we're pretty good to just bank spell mana again. We can play Trifarian next turn. Right, well, we probably need to challenge this mountain goat so he's not just adding a bunch of gems to his hand.
Lulu! Where'd she go?
Leave, Bob.
Come on, Rib!
Alright, let's see how bad this is if he has a Pale Cascade. Wasn't horrible.
Nothing can stop me.
This could be a reasonable avalanche. It doesn't seem. I'd say he's just playing Young Witch because it's a good card, but with these support decks, they tend to just play a lot of smaller units that are pretty susceptible to avalanche. He can't be a support deck though. He's trying to do Yasuo things. What? His hand just that bad? He's cycling Pale Cascades? Interesting. Okay.
May our light shine forever. It is me!
We can pretty safely get into combats here with this Troll Chant. He's tapped out. So if he tries to make a quick attack play with the Ravoon, we can take it down.
Laharak March!
Nice to punch you.
I was ready to just drop the Darius, but now that we've picked up Troll Chant, well, it's just like, are we willing to just throw away Kato the Arm? Which I don't think we are.
Punch it! Ha-ha! Up top!
You cannot win.
Okay. I don't want to Whirling Death through this. Right, we will have the opportunity to try to, right, if he say had a blocker in front of our giant Overwhelm unit, then we could Whirling Death that unit down and get a big chunk of Overwhelm damage in. So that looks to be like what we'd be trying to do next turn. We can get this Darius down and make a big attack. Can't play Darius now. We have to Harsh Winds here.
Come on, Rib!
My final test. Face me.
Yeah, he's being greedy about it.
So close.
All the world on
Okay,
one
we can just
arrow.
get everything going. Like the what you suspect, like the best thing he can do next turn is spend whatever 7 mana he has on a unit, and then Ashe can just shut it down. We should just tear through whatever he's trying to do next turn.
Here to watch the bloodshed, sir?
Here to win the war, soldier. Stand to.
Oh man, that's our go-to play for dealing with a Darius.
Press on.
That's okay.
Go time! Chase them down! I give you muscles!
I did like this. I don't want to encourage him to be blocking Ashe, and so I wanted to put the Overwhelm down here. Sure. Cool. I think we're in pretty good spot. Sure.
For the hand!
There's the big boys. Do we ever just want to go ahead and caught in the cold this thing? Probably just cool to just go ahead and kill this thing. So we'll hit it with Caught in the Cold, we'll hit it with Calling Strike, and then we'll have a big open next turn. Does that flip our Ashe? Yeah. We'd be hitting this Ashe with the Overwhelm.
Punch it!
This,
Move out! Up top!
I feel like that. He's going to be
Avarosa,
interacting
guide
with
me!
something, make him at least interact with our worst unit. Okay, good game, friend.
Now begins a new era of peace.
Look at that! We got the diamond chest this time. That's what happens when you start playing more constructed. But here we can pass all of these. I don't want 2 Battle Furies. I mean, maybe we could pick up a second Battle Fury. I don't really want this Trifarian. He played well in that game, but in general, this is not going to play particularly well in our deck. So I don't really want 2 Battle Furies. Then I don't want either of these 2 cards down here. But it does. We do have the 2 Ravagers, which would be happy to have a Behold. It is. These don't really play like 8 mana cards. It's just. Let me be real, it's an 8 mana card. I think this is okay. I'm just so low on this Reckless Trifarian. He's not bad like like Tall Tales in the sense that it just doesn't do anything at all. It's just there's the games where he's good don't outnumber the games where he's bad. Okay. A little bit of Tam Kench, huh? Weird set of champions. That's how you end up with that set. Okay, let's hang on to the Outrider, try to find a 3-drop. I think these allegiances are good enough to hang on to when we see him. And we'll see what he does. There's a good chance that we'll just run this Demolitionist out. We're not a deck that can really get value out of these pings. And so I kind of just want the board presence that comes from having this down.
A true Freljordian welcome.
Okay.
Routes closed.
We'll take whatever. Oh, I was expecting a brittle steel or something.
Remember the objectives.
Here, this is in this deck, it's fairly important to have access to 2 spell mana between all the troll chants that we have, and so I'm cool to just play a little bit off curve to save this too. Did we hit that? I wasn't watching for the animation. Thought I saw something flash over here, but I wasn't watching. Okay.
I will unite the Freljord.
Our ranks fill the valley.
Okay.
Safeguard our homes.
There's so little we can do here, but
Your path ends here.
I don't think we're in a spot to really be trying to make Whirling Death plays onto this Ashe.
Welcome to the tipsy hour.
The storm approaches.
Okay. It's an interesting draw. Because I mean, as it stands, we can shatter his Ashe, try to hook it with the Ramfang Wolf, and then we have access to both Whirling Death and Troll Chant. It seems like a lot more going on than just playing a Darius. Love to see him just play like Alpha Wildclaw or something.
Guide our allies, my friend.
See how poorly this goes. I mean, he did spin down below. Okay, I think that's his way of saying his Ashe is just done for. So he did spin down below 6 mana, so we didn't really have to worry about harsh winds anymore.
You're nothing.
This is outrage.
All right, we're risking getting blown out by a frostbite, the physical spell frostbite. But I feel like if he had it, he wouldn't have put this damage on his Ashe. He would have put this damage like on one of these bigger units. Oh shit, is he gonna have it? Roll chant. Okay. It's kind of icky.
Our land.
I see it.
But it's still manageable. Do we want to just shut his attack down this turn? I think we probably do. We can deal with this stuff next turn.
This'll take the chill off.
Oh, we hit with everything. We want to hook Big Boy, that's fine. We Harsh Wind, Big Boy, and the Keeper. Okay.
Clear it out.
Let's talk about your tab.
Nothing escapes my watch.
I like it. I think this is good. Get the swirling death to interact with whatever. Our Darius is going to be flipped. Our Darius is going to blast through with this Battle Fury. I think this is all fine. I'll wait till the combat happens before I play Darius, though. I mean, there's also a world where we want to just Battle Fury our Ramping Wolf.
Let's take this outside.
Routes closed.
I've carved meat bigger than you.
We have the mana to do everything. Let's go ahead and try to Whirling Death out this this wolf. And then if this doesn't work, we'll Battle Fury our challenger. If it does work, then we're good to just play Darius. I think this is fine. Okay. Sure. I like this. I like this. We're in a good spot.
They will bleed for Noxus. I'll handle this myself.
Alrighty, good game, friend. So let's pick up this third Ashe.
Our borders
Hopefully
grow.
it's paired with an arena. I would like to have 2 arenas, but you can't have it all the time. Seems like it was trying to push us toward Frozen Solid, and it's going to be a Frozen Solid Ashe again. Yeah, but that's fine. We don't want these Darius cards. Our top end is good enough at this point, so we don't need to add the second Darius. Certainly don't want a third Battle Fury. So I was kind of afraid since we saw Frozen Solid in the previous pack, we'd see it again. That's what happened here, but that's okay. One arena is all we get. Everybody's playing 3 champions today. Weird. Okay. I think we are good to just hold on to this arena whenever we see it. We're not going to get aggroed out by a Trundle deck. It could be kind of bad if if this is a Leona deck, but if he's going to drop the Solari curve on us. But I think when we see this this like Trundle Tryndamere, we're probably going to be seeing a slower deck. I have to imagine if you're trying to build around Leona, you just want 3 of them.
For the Empire.
Just trying to think if we ever just want to just bank up to 3, but I don't think that's the case.
Clear it out.
And say there's not enough times where we actually draw a unit we can play and fully spend this 4 mana that makes us want to stall. Okay. You got a lot of raw power in here.
sunlight guide you, my brethren.
I don't feel quite ready to just throw this Ashe out. Maybe we should be.
Faster than
And we
my
could try to get the
arrow?
arena going
I
with all
think
this
not.
banked up spell mana. Okay, this is fine. Man, that sucks that Omen Hawk hit this thing, man. Why can't this guy have 0 health when we're, 0 attack when we're
Show
trying to
me a
drop an
target.
arena? I think we're gonna get the desired outcome here anyways.
Back, heretic. Have faith.
So he just drops Avalanche on us, that would be kind of awkward. Okay, we're fine. Uh-oh, doing stuff. Okay, that's fine. We're still getting a card out of this. He must want to ramp pretty bad to make that kind of play. Okay.
Continue without me.
Let's add Kato.
It is me!
Planning on just frostbiting this thing when he attacks with it, and then
Nice to punch you.
I think we'll have his board cleared out pretty quickly here. Sure. Tough to take advantage of this harsh winds here. Don't think we want to just add Darius. Awkward turn. We're gonna lose our Kato one way or another. Makes me a little sad. I don't think we can
Blast
beat
'em.
this. Oh, let's just go ahead and use
Punch
it.
it! Ha-ha! I give you muscles!
I was like, what trick is this? Okay, sure.
Shirasu! If they're out there, I'll spot them.
Many tribes, one friend.
That one missed. We were due. We were due to miss on one of these. I'm pretty okay to have our demolitionist trade for this this century. The big thing this is gonna come down to is whether or not he just drew Tryndamere. We can kind of deal with Trundle and all this other stuff. This Trindamere is a real problem if that's what he's about to drop on us. Oh boy. Okay. That could be considered a problem as well.
The Raharok rule the mountain.
Okay, can at least survive that one.
Piercing rays.
I didn't want to Whirling Death. Kind of the idea that I have that we're going to do here is we're just going to play Darius, and we might need to Whirling Death something down to get his big attack in.
Mine is the hand
Right?
of
If he plays like
Noxus.
a big unit here, we can Whirling Death through its
Noxus
health.
could use a
Can't
man
Whirling
like
Death
you.
through quite
Noxus
Tryndamere's health, but
uses people all
where's this
too
leaves at
often.
10, 20? Okay, so what we can do here, let's go ahead, try to Culling Strike this thing, see if he has a spell or whatever to play on it, and then the thing we can do is we can Whirling Death this Tryndamere for 3 health. Sure.
Surround them!
So that it doesn't actually flip. So say he blocks,
The best you
sure, he blocks down here with Tryndamere. Battling ally, battling enemy. There we go. Good game. Right, so this way our flipped Darius punches through for an additional 7 damage without his Tryndamere flipping, right? If we tried to pop Tryndamere with like the Wild Claw and the Tryndamere died, then he would flip and have, 11 health and then block this full brunt of Darius damage. It's a nice little awkward lightning bolt. Okay. Goal for this, getting rid of the Demolitionist for another Rhymefang Wolf. Don't want any more Whirling Deaths. Alpha Wildclaw don't really need. Our top end is pretty reasonable, but let's get rid of this Demolitionist. We've been doing okay without having that real early part of the curve. What's this? Do I need to check my daily quests? I don't have any more quests. Okay. I wonder why this was lit up. What are we doing here? Okay, whatever. I feel like with the last event pass, I didn't really pay enough attention to it, and I don't think I completed it. It seems like I just assume that playing these event passes is just a matter of playing a whole bunch of games, but it seems like they're expecting you to do stuff. Mainly play labs is what this one looks like. So that's kind of whatever. I'm cool with playing labs if I'm dropping a deuce or something, but it's not something I really want to be doing just in general. But to each their own. Is this going to be dragons? Bannerman dragons, what we're looking at here? It's probably not going to be a good avalanche. He's doing a lot of the same thing we are, where we're just not playing any cards.
Remember the objectives.
Come hither, you beasts of glory!
Let's see, if he has the White Flame Protector, this kind of sucks. If he doesn't have White Flame Protector, then I'm 100% just going to avalanche this board.
Even to their young
We're still just going to do it.
nothing.
So this way, if he wants to attack with this now, it's a trade. If he has a combat trick to win the trade between Demolitionist Protector, then that's fine. Sweet.
Victory
Okay,
requires
let's get the value out of our Shatter here. This is just a scary board to play Ashe, right? If he plays another White Flame Protector or he plays a 3/3 or something, then it's a real problem. But this was not I was not wanting to see him just play a 2-cost value unit here, which maybe, I mean, if we, oh god, he has 2 of them. If we expected him to be at 5 health, then maybe, or 5 mana, maybe that would have made a better argument for it. But okay, so whatever we do, we have to set ourselves up to open next turn. I think that's just placated.
What time is it?
Probably not doing anything with Glory Seeker. Oh man. Okay, well if that wants to hook our Glory Seeker, we're okay with it. That kind of leaves us in the same spot.
Another lost.
Go time!
Okay, then again, we have to open. We can't have him just playing like the 5/5 Fury, Divine Shield or Spell Shield, whatever.
Believe or burn.
So we just gotta
Not the egg.
not open. We can develop a better open for our next attack when we can have a bigger board presence and then access to harsh winds.
Age of dragons is begun.
There are more like you?
Many tribes, one Freljord.
That hit. This is fine. Like, if he has like a confront or something, then this can be kind of awkward. But as it stands, I'll just get domed for 5 damage. It's not a huge deal.
Lieutenant, have you brought a specimen from the field?
We let you keep the egg. Be content with that.
Not excited in having this thing take down Kato. And I'm not excited about trying to harsh winds this board. Still just want to take 5 here. Doesn't seem like he has another like 4 or 5 cost dragon. Seems like his hand is just full of expensive shit. And if he's tapping out to play another huge dragon here, then our 8/8 is gonna just give him the business.
Oh, they bite.
Okay, so we're losing Kato, but our board is still pretty good. Ooh, he's not taking down Kato.
We are inevitable.
Interesting decision. Alright, I don't think we ever kill with Battle Fury. We got a 16-19 out of this, so he'd have to block. Well, if he just, that's too scary. I don't have the stones to pull that off. But we are in a spot now where we can play Ashe and then harsh winds behind.
The Freljord.
So I think we're pretty okay with that. Sure.
Punch it! Ha-ha! I give you muscles!
All must end.
How bothersome.
Not awesome, but it's okay. We're getting lined up to drop this big this big Overwhelm Battle Fury chunk in next turn. And then the big thing with this getting chunked down is if he doesn't open and we get to Icy Yeti, then we'll hit his whole team with this thing. Draw chain can be huge here. That burst? Okay. We'll have to see what he does. We do have options to make these plays where we
Ready weapons!
give something of his negative attack, heal our Kato, and then Icy Yeti his now weakened whole team. But oh no, that doesn't drop health, it just drops attack. Okay. That's pretty interesting. Surprised he doesn't have a play there. We'll never have 15 mana next turn. I don't think we need it though. We're gonna have 16 Overwhelm into 4 health. The Battle Fury in hand. Ugh. Ugh, gross. Gross. Alright. Alrighty, let's see let's see how this one goes. I think there's a good chance we die in combat, but I don't think they have ways to make him win. Unless he spiked like a riposte or something. Alright, cool.
The dragon's rage.
Still not real great
claws
for
to
us.
get out.
I don't like how this game's shaping up. We really needed to win that turn.
Prove your
Right, see how huge his board's going to get, and we're going to lose Kato. This is not an ideal spot. But Whatever that dude's called, the Bond Splitter was just like exactly what he needed to boss him Tom. Bond's gonna flip, don't really care. Losing Kato is the big thing here.
All must die.
Interesting. He doesn't get the card off of this, right? When she flips, it's when she attacks as flipped, she gets the strafing strike. Okay.
Look to the skies.
Witness my true power!
So weird. I don't understand why he's not filling out his board with dragons in these spots.
Ready!
We're just gonna go fully wide. That's all we can do here. Play some cards and attack with them. What more can you do in a game of Runeterra, right? Just play some dudes and attack.
And here's where I'd paint my constellation.
Come on in.
The more we learn, the less we
Okay.
fear.
All right, we're gonna open. Okay. That can prevent everything from this.
Easy to dragon?
Puts Crystal Arrow on top of your deck, though, doesn't it? Oh, I think we have to play her.
I'll lead us to victory!
At least shut down.
I will unite the frail.
Try to shut down one of these big units from blocking. So just this thing won't be able to block. So we're going to attack with everything. This can't block. This thing is going to block here, so we don't get in any damage. This is going to block our next big Overwhelm, which we're lining up to be this thing. So he would take 3 off of this. Shyvana would block Ashe. And then these 2 littles would be put on. So we're not going to lethal him here is what this turn's coming down to. But I think that's okay. We're going to annihilate his board.
Go time! Move out! And let's take this outside. Up top!
Right, this can't block. This thing goes here. This thing goes here. Shyvana goes here. Then he just loses board.
Oh, you're interesting.
Not the egg.
Yeah, that seems fine. We're going to draw Crystal Arrow next turn.
You are nothing.
So he can, if he opens with this, then we're in an extremely good spot.
I spilled.
Since he won't be getting anything out of this Shyvana, it seems like he needs to just open with all of his actual units.
My nose.
Pick up a strafing strike from Shyvana. Alright, well, let's see what happens. He's just got to open with everything, right? He knows we have Crystal Arrow. Okay.
Let's talk about your tab.
We can drop this to 3 health. Oh, this thing has Spell Shield? Oh, shit. Oh, he has Fury. It doesn't change anything, I guess.
A gift from Avarosa.
But I think that's all we could do. If he ever gets to... I'm really surprised he didn't just open on us. That seems strange for him not to just come in with everything, knowing that that we have access to Crystal Arrow.
We wear red
But
to honor the fallen.
maybe he shouldn't have played this so he doesn't just have perfect information. But, you know, this thing's going to hook Ashe. This thing's going to come in and we're going to not block it. If he hasn't, for whatever reason, he just hasn't been filling out his board. I can't imagine what's in his hand.
Unleash your draconic rage.
Has to just be an assload of dragons, right? He's picked up like 3 cards off Envolus. He's played 3 Egghead Researchers.
I am change.
Yeah, I don't think we have a way out of this, and we can't just give up because we can Darius him next turn. But I don't think we win this game too frequently.
Nice to punch you.
Sure.
None escape us.
Continue without me.
Are we at Darius or bust? We could have made some different decisions this game, that's for sure. I feel like I kind of spewed that harsh winds. We could have maybe done something a little differently with that Battle Fury. We didn't have to attack into his Infinite Mind Splitter turn, but the game going that late, we were certainly in a bad spot. Okay, don't want Braum. Cool to pick up a Rhymefang Wolf. This isn't really a they who endure deck. Let's just go ahead and pick up this wolf. We have enough interaction to make these pretty threatening. Okay. Yo, Teemo. Drop a Teemo and give it some Vanguard Bannerman. It's an awkward set of champions to be playing. Let's see. I think we want to hang on to the arena. It's a bit slow for dealing with like a Teemo draw, but otherwise, I think we should hang on to our build around card here. And otherwise, we can just look for 2 and 3 drops. Reasonable. Don't have a great answer to Teemo, but with a hand like this, he should only be able to get. Well, Whirling Death can be awkward when it comes to trying to take down a Teemo, but he didn't have it, so it seems like we're fine. I guess he is the Puff Cap deck. I do want to preserve our health. The way you end up losing these matchups is they get these aggressive draws on you. They take you down to like 8 non-health and then just close it out with Puff Caps. So it's a bit awkward we don't have a play here, but I think this is still pretty reasonable.
Faster than my arrow?
Got protection for Get Excited if that's what his plan is here. It's really weird that he just hasn't done anything.
Heard there was a little fella asking for me. Runaway bite!
That's aggressive. Okay.
Lead the target.
Well, whatever this dude's plan is here, I'm more than okay with just getting this thing out of here. Having our Ashe online isn't super important, and this still protects her from a Get Excited. So whatever's happening here, we're pretty fine with. Sure.
I've always been a fun guy.
Okay. Then do we even want to go for the arena here? Kind of do, kind of don't. I think it feels a little safer just to heal up our Ashe now that we've picked this thing up. Hang on to Whirling Death mana and just get a normal attack in. Brother wants to play Mystic Shot, and it's just not happening.
Stand aside.
Sure.
An expert is at work.
Avarosans, stand together.
I'll recite your rights.
Kind of want to just Whirling Death this. I think we're going to get a little bit more value out of this Troll Chant. It's got more possibilities.
Today we turn
Sure.
the tide of war. Safety mode? Didn't build one.
Okay. We're just a little bit too far behind to really be trying to go for the Arena Shaman play. It's kind of awkward in that he can attack with both of his dudes, and we need to be able to Troll Chant this. But I think we're getting real close to attacking with Ashe and then playing the arena to take down this peddler. Look at that, he is playing Teemo Bannerman. Yeah, so he's maybe just going 50-50 like we are. Okay. I'm just gonna let that one go. That's not ultra scary. Now we have enough mana to spell mana a Flash Freeze, play Troll Chant, and play Arena all at the same turn.
As the arrow flies.
So I feel a little bit more confident about just being able to full clear his board here.
It's a cannon, not a shield.
Do not waver.
Needs more.
I think our Ashe is finally going to fall to this Mystic Shot he's been itching to play, but I think we're good to just start clearing out his board with the arena.
The time is right. Strike now.
Okay, cool. If we need to, we can just drop Darius next turn. Troll Chant, cool. That's kind of what we were looking for as our, we were talking about. This is kind of an alternate to Flash Freeze. I'm pretty happy to just be able to pull off the same thing here. It's like we're in a pretty good spot with finally getting our value engine online.
I stand for king and country.
You're shorter than I thought.
Okay, if we end up just striking Garen, I think I'm okay with it. I feel like he's gonna make some kind of attack. It doesn't feel like he just passes back to us. But I think I'm pretty okay with this if that's what our turn amounts to. Oh shit! I forgot our big attacks. They're little. Oops. That certainly looks a lot better now that it's panned out that way.
Victory requires a sharp blade.
I was just thinking our big would hit their big. That's clearly not how that works. Reinforcements, man. I was not counting on him having a 2-unit play.
There they go.
Oh, it's gonna have to be
For
okay.
glory.
Oh man, this is huge now. Oh man. I think that's okay.
I'll cut them apart. Face me. Swiftly now.
Try me, I dare you! Face me!
Okay, so as long as our Darius is protected here, then we're okay. This should just be a pretty good troll chant. We're gonna lose our Ashe, which is sad, but we can protect Darius in another unit, which is fine. It's not gonna flip, right? No.
I will hold the line!
Okay, so let me double check. We're just gonna let Ashe die, right? We can save our Tavern Keeper, and then Darius will survive this. We just gotta kind of assume that he doesn't have a combat trick. If he has a trick, it's a little unfortunate, but let's actually just protect our Darius a little more. The thing that also worries me is if he does something to protect this clump of lumps and it becomes a 0 attack unit, and then that's what we end up striking down at the end of the turn. That would be disaster.
So cold.
Come back next.
So I think this is pretty okay.
For Noxus.
We've got this monster board. We're about to deal with this Garen. This all seems fine. Everything seems okay. The thing that may turn out to be a bit of a problem is if our flipped Darius has to get into combat with a unit that can kill him.
Take a look at this.
Bring me the
Okay,
calm
that's
of
not
an
a factor
ice-shrouded
anymore.
world.
Okay, good deal.
Demacia will prevail.
Should get some Overwhelm in when you do that.
Ice runs in our
That'd be sick.
veins.
Alright, feeling much better now after picking up this Harsh Winds.
Make way for trolls!
I'm going to be greedy here. There's no combat tricks that can kill our Darius. So let's just go ahead and try to ace this thing.
Scurry, weakling.
Nice.
Piltover's finest.
Good deal. Looks like this should probably do it.
Contain magic.
The frost reveals all to me.
Don't take 14 from buff caps. Alright. Good deal.
Shatter them!
It's tough to beat this combo at this stage of the game. Sure. No, just entering the abyss pretty much if you're familiar with ancient magic cards. Cool.
Our borders grow.
Let's take a look. Okay, I want to hang on to our arena. This is an easy keep. I think I want to keep this Calling Strike as well. We have the 1 Calling Strike, the 2 Whirling Deaths, and that's kind of our removal package. I guess you can count Avalanche as well. But I think I am good to get rid of the Ravager for the Iceveil Archer. We only have 2 cards that can behold the Troll Ravager, and this Iceveil Archer just plays more on theme to what we're doing between stuff with the arena. We have 3 of the wolves, and so also plays well with things like Glory Seeker. Just one of the big things we're looking for here. Pretty easy trade. Okay, getting real close to that final battle. I think we can do it with this deck. It's certainly not like a one of them that feels like a certainty, like some of these, like the Fearsome and the Diana runs here that we had recently. But I mean, it's got the tools to get there. It's interesting. I'm curious what the numbers would look at from Riot's side of things. It's like if you look at the results that I have with each of the runs, like there's like a huge spike at 5 and 6 wins. There's a huge spike at 0 wins, and then like everything in the middle is much lower. And so it seems like very frequent that if you get a deck that's good enough to get to 5, it's probably good enough to get to 7. It's really not very common to fall short at like this midpoint of the run. But this is fine. With that hand, I had no desire to keep Troll Chant. We just need kind of early game things to do, and it's okay to just keep the Tavern Keeper here. Is this not Fiora? Okay. Lux Ashe and Nivea. Okay, let's try to beat the aggro here. I'm fine with trying to spend a Troll Chant on this thing. Ally 2, enemy neg. This doesn't protect him from Flash Freeze, but it does protect him from Brittle Steel. He being our unit, I guess gender neutral Iron Ballista, we should say. But if this gets like a combat trick, we're fine with it. If it gets any spell, it's fine. Just as long as we don't get 2 for 1 here. I'd say we're okay. If he had a Flash Freeze, I think he would have snapped it off. That'd just be huge, right? Chain 1 card and 3 mana for 2 cards and 5 mana. It's a pretty good deal at this stage of the game. Might have dropped his phone in the toilet though. That happens on occasion. Okay. So that hopefully leaves us in a pretty reasonable spot. This can challenge his Ashe. Missed. Come on, bro. Cool. So he just definitely doesn't have the combat tricks. Interesting in the arena.
This is our home.
Let's see. Good chance we just take this Ashe down. If he didn't want to attack, I have to assume he doesn't want to block. Interesting.
These are our lands.
Oh, sure. Okay, so can't play the arena anymore. But this is fine. It's not the end of the world. We can play the arena now that he's played a little dude. It's kind of tempting. So what's going to happen? Next turn we can play Alpha Wildclaw, and the following turn we can Icy Yeti. At the cost of just taking a damage on our Outrider. I think I like it. I think this Icy Yeti's gonna be what turns the corner in this, assuming this Ashe doesn't flip.
This'll take the
I think
chill
we
off.
want to keep this whirling death mana up.
Avarosans, stand
Gonna come
together.
in. This is gonna. It's something. He's gonna try to bring the hook in, but like if he,
As the arrow
with his trick
flies.
being harsh winds, he just has to have another.
Let's talk about your tab.
There's a lot of risk of getting blown out here, but why does he do this? What? Is he trying to just troll chant me? He has to have a trick, right? He just never. Huh.
I've carved meat bigger than you.
Okay. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Oh, it just gives up Ashe. Okay. Interesting. Oh, not what I expected to happen there. See what we can do with our own Ashe. Give him a chance to play something big here.
Took the bait.
Faster than my arrow? I think not. Show me a target.
Second harsh winds. Ugh. Okay.
So cold.
Alright, well, it's not the end of the world. Look at these 0 attacks slamming into each other. What an awkward mirror match. This is fine. Oh, another Yeti. Cool.
I'm through waiting.
Alright, let's go ahead and take advantage of this board. It's just gonna... well, I don't know if it goes left or right now, if it'll hit Rhymefang Wolf.
See the
But
Nebastian border from here.
guess we'll find out how this works. Sure.
What did we catch?
Okay. Yeah, it's too bad. They're never like super clear on how this stuff actually works. I thought that when things were the same size, it was supposed to go left or right, but apparently it's not the case. But I don't think we want to add Darius just yet. Let's add that for Wild Claw. We get a good hook onto Enraged Yeti. If he has a third if he has a third harsh winds, then congratulations. But we're all in at this point. I mean, that might have been a little greedy. We did just get, units in our arena online. Okay. I mean, he's played 2 harsh winds, right? We can't just sit around and assume that he's gonna have more. I don't know. That was definitely a serious sweat, though. That was a little scary, but we should be pretty good now. Our arena should help take over this game.
A new era begins!
So if we kill Articuno, then we should arena down the egg, right? It's a 0-1. Yeah, I think he just realized what was going to happen there. That stuff gets kind of weird as far as those things are concerned. Where I wish there was a way to kind of see what was going to happen before it did. You can't Oracle's Eye everything. But I was pretty confident things went, when it was the case of the strongest unit it went in terms of power, and then if there was a tie, then it checked health, and then I thought if the tie and the health matched, like in that situation where we had 2-0-2s, that it went left or right. And so that was really weird that it picked out that Icy Yeti, and it wasn't. It was like it picked the oldest unit and not the smallest unit left or right. Maybe I just misunderstood how that actually works. But nonetheless, we're beyond that. Here, I want this Ramfang Wolf over the Ravager again. We just only have the 2 Battle Furies to ever pop this guy off, and so the Ramfang Wolf plays very heavily into all the strategies that we have going together here. With this, I am moderately tempted into Nox and Guillotine. But I think our removal might just be good enough. Yeah, we're losing a Glory Seeker for this. He's like, or a Hopeful. He's like one of our only 2-drops. I don't want Caught in the Cold. I think the Ramfang Wolf is probably an upgrade over this Tavern Keeper. So let's just get like our 100th Wolf. And cool, Harsh Winds. I'm pretty stoked to pick that up. Sejuani. That's pretty tempting, because I mean, she has the Frostbite ability, she has Interaction that Darius can't do, she has Overwhelm, and it helps, push the Noxus count down. I think I like it. Welcome to the team, Sejuani. And Harsh Winds, okay. I mean, There are times when I guess, you should think about that a little bit more, but we just got up to 3 Harsh Winds in this deck that's super happy to be frostbiting everything, and so we did lose a Whirling Death Calling Strike to pull that off, but I think that's okay. And here, let's pick up the Challenger unit. That works for me. Cool. Yeah, cool how this turned out. All right. Oof. Final battle time. Got it. We hit our 50th 7 winner. We got to just start chaining them together, right? Just getting a whole bunch of 7 wins. Feeling pretty good. Pretty good. Our 700 Ramfang Wolf deck. Not the old Poro bot. I forget what the timer is on it. If it's like 90 seconds or 120 seconds. What do we got? There it is. Stopped at 1:05. That has to be an opponent, right? Okay. We'll keep one of our few 2-drops and then look for other interaction for the early game. This would make me a little bit happier on the even attacks when you get to do this stuff with the Glory Seeker into Ashe, and but I mean, you can do the same thing with Ramfang Wolf.
Happy to do whatever's needed.
Sharpen the blade, secure the kill.
Okay. Oh, beautiful. I mean, I guess it doesn't like super matter. We're gonna have to interact with this Eager Apprentice, and it's not gonna be pretty. But seeing that Mystic Shot come out was pretty good for us. Maybe he has Teemo already. I don't know. Come on, bud. Come on, bud. We're in the final battle. Gotta get our kitties up here, ready for battle. Okay.
Safety first.
He just prevents the damage. Interesting.
That technique.
In place. Oh, interesting. Okay. Sure. all works for me. Oh, this is beautiful for us seeing him at such a low number of cards with how much health we have and everything here.
Just keeping the
I think it's
peace.
pretty good. Not quite willing to just to eat this. I don't think we can play Ice Veil Archer and probably just shut down this combat. I don't really like that. Let's just add the Ballista. Should get him to not attack with the clump. Or,
We're going in.
I was going to say, if he attacks with both, we can take the value hit, which is fine. If he attacked with just the Patrol Wardens, I would have taken the trade here. Sure. Get 2-for-1s everywhere. Okay.
Winter take you.
We're gonna get this Battle Fury Ashe going on. That's our play for the game, this Battle Fury Ashe. Being very aggressive with these puff caps. You typically wait until you have a peddler or two before you just start throwing them at face. Sure.
Excuse you.
It's extremely good for us.
I'll let the sheriff.
The arena.
Think I'm still like a yodel in uniform?
Really just planning on Battle Furying into this. Let's see what he does. I don't think he ever passes the way this game has gone. I think this is okay. He's already played 2 Mystic Shots. And if he Mystic Shots through this, I'm pretty okay with it. Gotcha, sure. Just drew it. But now he's down to just 1 card. And that's pretty good for us when we're down to having when we're gonna Rhyme Tusk Shaman Arena. We're in an extremely good spot here.
Oh, if mushrooms.
Yeah, this is what you're typically going for when but whenever you spewed off all those puff caps earlier in the game.
It's not broken, just needs a little love.
Oh, but I did not expect that. Oh, I thought the kitty was done.
This way.
Okay.
I've always been a fun guy.
The frost reveals all to me.
Alright, so we're going to take a 3-bomb here. But I think we're okay. I'm just going to push it forward with the arena and Ashe, and I think we're good from here.
I will unite the frail.
We gotta fade 11 damage from what should be about a little bit about a damage a turn on puff caps. Sure.
Continue without me.
No, we can't arena? Did I do that? Oh man, I thought that's shit. That's bad. I had it counted up to where we could do the 10 damage. Or they had 10 mana, but oops. Okay, we're still fine. Oh man, Andy's picking up dragons. Let's see if we can get him to play it before we attack.
Oh, they bite. I have the scars to prove it.
Okay. We did.
There is no shelter.
Oh, we just gotta do it like this. Am I losing at this game? I'm losing it, boys. It's just this is gonna take down his 0. Okay. Just gotta figure out how math works again, and then we'll be okay.
Sends chills up my spine.
2 damage a turn. I think we should be okay. Should be.
Ice runs in our veins.
We're just taking puff cap damage the rest of this game. He's never winning another combat.
Start the day. Pay dirt.
He's going to take 8. We should be able to lethal the following round.
They grow up so fast.
Shatter them!
Come back later.
All right, let's roll the dice, I guess. Let's see if we can get a fade a little bit here. Two, okay. Love to see him just play a unit and not have a mystic shot. Okay. Alrighty. Let's see. Let's see what this top deck situation looks like.
Hope burns on.
We got 55 puff caps. 1. Okay.
There is no shelter.
There it is. All right. Oof, we did it. Oh man, these are always a little closer than I'd like him to be. but cool. Happy with how this game got together. Our previous Blood on the Ice run didn't go together quite as well, so I was glad to get to showcase an i7 winner with this. Take a moment and just get it pulled up again. So yeah, that's the big idea behind this Blood and the Ice theme. It's kind of awkward that we only saw the one Blood on the Ice Ashe pick. Our champion pick 3 and 4 were both Frostbite Ashe or whatever that specific Ashe only card pool is called, as opposed to the Blood on the Ice one that has the arenas seeded into it. But to kind of recap what's happening here, the arena plays spectacularly well with frostbites. The idea being you got to see quite a bit of it there. You frostbite your opponent's unit, then it gets into combat with your big unit, and then your big unit just goes murder mode on whatever was made small. The Ashe theme loves to provide the frostbites for this, and then on the Darius side, there is access to this kind of 5 attack units matter theme. We didn't draft any of it here, but there's the dude that draws cards for your 5 attack units, and there's the Reckoning, and so that theme ties back into Freylord with some various Yetis. I don't think we really drafted any Yetis in this run, but we had some Icy Yetis. That was it. There are some 5 attack units on the Freylord side meant to be kind of like a circle of synergy back to Darius. But for me personally, when it comes to drafting this, whenever I'm drafting Freylord Noxus, I prefer to just be in the Overwhelm stack. We didn't really get the Overwhelm stack together. We had a bit of the pieces to make it come together. We had the 2 Outriders, the 1 Iron Ballista, 1 Alpha Wildclaw. We traded into Sejuani, and then there's of course Darius. I really prefer my preferred Noxus Freylord pairings, where we have what are you called? Iron Ballista, Mighty Poro at 3, and then at 4 we have the Outriders, or potentially the Noxus Allegiance unit, and then at 5 and 6 and 7 there's a wide array of Overwhelms. But nonetheless, we ended up in the Frostbite deck here. When it comes to this specific Frostbite deck, Harsh Winds is the big one that we're looking for. After Harsh Winds, we're really looking for Icevale Archers. Flash Freeze is just a little bit too expensive to be worthwhile. We didn't even see any Brittle Steels this run, which is kind of awkward, but that's kind of the big deal. You're looking to pick up these Frostbites. Troll Chant also fits to that theme, and then they, of course, synergize with the Noxkraya arena, but they also work extremely well with the challengers, be that our 5 Ramfang Wolves and 2 Trifarian Glory Seekers. Just, spending a Brittle Steel or spending a Icefell Archer to guarantee you win a combat without a trick from your opponent is a pretty good deal. And so, if you're looking to draft this on your own, this is more of a slower mid-rangey kind of deck. So, we're okay without having a humongous pile of 1 and 2 drops. You do need to really make sure that your curve picks up at 3. You really have to have these Ramfang Wolves as a way to kind of catch up. And so when you get to turn 3 and you have some banked spell mana, you're able to, basically kill an opponent's unit with a spell, be it, Troll Chant, Flash Freeze, Brittle Steel, whatever, and then have your unit survive to keep the board full when you just continue up the curve the rest of the run. But nonetheless, if you're drafting this Frostbite deck, again, what might be mindful of your curve. You got to try to keep your curve really low. I feel like we did an excellent job of that here. You don't really want 2 Battle Furies, but between 0 and 1 is okay. You do want 3 Harsh Winds. 4 is a little too many. 2 is okay, but 3 is kind of the magic number. You're going to want 1 Shaman, 1 Arena, but beyond that, just don't let your curve get too far away from you on the top end. Be extremely mindful that you're going to have a huge pile of units at the 3-drop slot, and just try to pick up the 2s wherever you can, like any Omen Hawks, any Avarosian Sentries, any Icevale Archers. These are just super important cards that can come down, stall the game a little bit until we can get our bigger dudes online. And then the last thing to call out with this one is that there are no real removal spells in the sense of like a Vengeance or a Mystic Shot. You're stuck using Whirling Deaths and Calling Strikes, which are fine. You don't want to leave home without them, but you're not looking to have like 5 or 6 of them. You're really just looking to have 2 or 3 of these kind of middling removal spells. But that's going to do it for this run. I don't know if we have any rewards. Looks like there's some event rewards here to click on. Let's see what comes out of these. I don't know what this stuff is. Some kind of icon. Check mark with a line on it. Got it. Oh, it's a dog, isn't it? It's like, oh, it's a kitty cat. It says, oh, kit. Okay. I thought it said queen cat. And I was like, it is cat. No. But cool. That's going to do it for this run. Hope you all enjoyed the run, had a good time, learned a little thing or two along the way. This is Free to Play Bust, and we thank you for being here.